Well, hey, babe. It's Jamie. That's me here. Welcome back to my channel, honey. Listen, let's go ahead and get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 2, child. Let's talk about it. What's going on, y'all? Okay, listen. They got straight into some things for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, this episode. But let me go ahead and round up the things that we don't really care about. Okay. First things first. I do not care about Lisa Rinna and her daughter dating Scott Disick. Why do we spend so much time about that? Okay. And I do not give not one raggedy ass coin about what celebrity people is out here following her. I do not care. That alone lets you know what Lisa Rinna brought to this season. Absolutely nothing. Why? Because we talking about her daughter and Scott Disick, and we over here talking about the people that follow her on her channel. Girl, get on her IG. Get the fuck out of here. Girl, I said I don't give a fuck about nothing going on with Lisa Rinna. Let's move on. Andy asked Dorit about talking too much and whether anything upset her about her friend saying she talked too much. She talking about something she feel like she an easy target. Girl, you talk too much. Like that shit. What do you mean? You feel like you're an easy target? No, it's not that you're an easy target. They just call you out for what it is. And if you're an easy target, it's because you make yourself the easy target. Now, how about that? Anyway, what else? I thought it was hilarious for her to continue to talk and then Andy up there yawning because he tired. She said, "Am I boring you?" I'm like, "You are." You are, because I can imagine how long she continued to talk before they chopped that portion up. Hilarious, girl. Dorit asked about the brown people that work for her. She says that she was raised with a lot of diversity and she raising her kids to do the same. All right, Dorit, girl. Okay, that's fine, girl. All right, girl. Let's get into some things. Anyway, let's talk about Miss Erika. Okay, Miss Erika. Okay, Erika is asked about why she didn't leave Tom any sooner if she felt like he was cheating. Why didn't you, boo? What happened? She says that she tries to play it up. In my opinion, it says that she proposed to him that, listen, if you're in love with somebody else and you're cheating on me, then just leave me. And I'm like, girl, why do you have to give him the ultimatum to leave you when you could just walk away? Shut up. Okay, so she says that she's been faithful to him for many years up until they got a divorce, and that's when I guess she was a little unfaithful because she ended up going out and tapping out and getting a little something else. And I said, Erika, girl, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I know Tom's DICK started working a long time ago, girl. You're not going to sit up here and convince me that you just stepped out this year at the end of last year. Cut it. Anyway, girl. So she was asked about her broken marriage and the facade. Okay, she was asked about the broken marriage and the facade that her marriage was perfect. Okay, girl, 1 minute is broken, 1 minute is perfect. Which one is it? She says that no one's marriage is perfect and everyone goes through something. See, what got on my nerves with Erika during this particular segment is the fact of how she avoided answering questions or deflecting from the questions being asked. Okay, I did not. It was irritating to watch her do that. Now I understand that some things you can't talk about, girl, but okay. Andy asked her if she went far to protect him this season. Did she go really far to try to protect him? And she said that I feel like I just highlighted the best parts of him. That's not what we asked you, boo. Do you feel like you went far to protect him? Not if you highlighted the best parts of him. Do you think you highlighted the best parts of him? Yes, I think I highlight. Girl, do you think you went far to protect him? Yes, and you still out here going far. So which one is it? And they asked her again, why didn't you leave Tom sooner? She says, where was I going? She says that she wasn't in control of her money. I don't know. I wonder if she had so much money that she couldn't manage being in control of it. As long as the money was there and it was available to her, she didn't really care about everything else. So cool. But some things were a bit sketchy. I don't know, right? She says that, Andy says, I know what you make on this show and it's not bad. She says that she gave every paycheck to her husband. Only way I could see that happening of her giving every paycheck to her husband is if they had somebody else like managing their finances or something like that. Like have all the money come over here. He's going to manage it. He's going to do this and that. And she probably never had to question it all these years because money was always readily, quote unquote, available to her. But then she turns around and contradicts herself at the same time by saying she had no access to coins, but then also saying that she had 2 credit cards. God, I was so confused. Talking about something. Yeah, if I try to go do X, Y, Z, then they'll cut it off. Well, with you knowing that, why would you give this man why would you give this old man all of your paychecks? Was Tom your attorney too, where he looked at your documents, signed your contract, and negotiated for you to know how much you made? Because even I would have had them send some money to this account and then send the other money over there to a whole other account that I have that my husband isn't aware of. And Erika, you so smart and you so strong that I'm having a hard time believing that you gave that you were completely indebted to this man financially. That he took control over everything financially. Like you ain't have access to none of your money. And Erika, you're so smart to me, even though you feel like, oh, where was I going? And he was cheating. Yeah, I think you enjoyed the perks. But I also feel like, as many women would, put some money to the side should this situation between he and I not work out. Okay, girl. So Andy is about to say, I guess what she did with the money, that's when Erika bust out and said that he cut her off. Okay, no, Erika cuts him off and says that she had no access to the money, so she wasn't willing to go anywhere. See, that's where I'm just like, don't you get residuals from the past episodes of Real Housewives? Don't you get residuals? So, girl, this shit don't make no sense. Girl, I was sitting up here watching this like, girl, why is y'all interviewing this lady if she ain't gonna tell us what's really going on? Even though I understand that she can't, but at least make your stories make sense that you are able to tell us. Please let it make sense, okay? Anyway, Sutton, it was funny because Sutton looked like everybody else in America when she was talking and she was twisting her words, talking about how all of her money she gave to him, but she only had 2 credit cards and he was in charge of all of the money. And Sutton was just like, what? But then Tom also said that you were pretty expensive and all this and that. So I'm like, okay, if he felt like he was pretty expensive, he probably would have let you keep your damn checks. Like, what do you need your checks for? He probably wants you to run up your money before you run up his. Something did not sound right. Erika would have been responsible for half of the assets, is what they started talking about, half of the assets and the liabilities. But she says that she didn't know anything about the liabilities, right? Andy asked if she knew about the liability and the fact that what they had going on, the ship was about to tank. And she said, no, I didn't know anything about it, but more so than anything, I was thinking that Tom was going to be the one to end up sinking. She deflects again. At this point, I really feel like, Erika, stop playing in our motherfucking face, girl. Stop playing in our motherfucking face. You know what this man is asking you. You know what he asked you. No, I didn't think that the ship was sinking. First of all, there was no ship. There was no ship. I didn't think that I didn't think that the ship was sinking. If anything, I thought that Tom was the one that was going to be sinking. That's what I thought. So, yeah. Girl, okay. She deflects more and talk about his health and how he's deteriorating and says that she's telling the truth, okay? I mean, if you look at him and you see him and you see how he is, like, his mind is going away, look at his health, he's skin and bones, like everything is changing, okay? If you look at that, you'll see it. All right. Erika says that when she learns about herself being sued, then her ears perk up, right? So, whatever. Andy asked her if she called people at his firm about her being on the hook for some of those lawsuits. And she says that, no, she didn't call nobody there. No, I didn't call anybody there, but I did call the attorneys that I know. That's what I called. I called the attorneys that I'm familiar with, okay? And before you ask, okay, I'll let everybody know here that I cannot explain to anyone when, where, or what I seek counsel. Okay, what I seeked it for, I can't tell you that. And I'm like, girl, you telling us enough, dear. And what you're telling us is that you knew these lawsuits was coming down the pipeline, which is why you divorced his mother, is because you was on the hook and wanted to make, or you knew that you were possibly going to be on the hook and you wanted to make sure that you weren't going to be on the hook any further, right? Which is just it's so many, it's still just not making sense. It's not making sense. Anyway, I do feel like you don't have to confirm the when, what, where, who, why, because those documents at some point are going to be public record anyway. So people going to find out. It's just that. She said the conservatorship is the reason for like the divorce delay. I didn't even know that that's a thing, and that could prevent you from, I guess, moving forward with the divorce. What else ended up happening? She also goes on to say that she wasn't open about him cheating when she talked to Garcelle. She said because of who he was cheating on her with. Garcelle didn't ask you who you were cheating on, who he was cheating on you with. She didn't ask you that. It didn't matter. All you had to do was confirm yes or no. Okay, like, girl, there's somebody, but I'm not confirming who. So yeah, the allegations are true, but who, I can't confirm that, right? And then she says that also there were more. She said also there were more people. There were more ladies to add to this. She doesn't make any sense, okay? She was asked if she had no access to her money. If she had no access, how was she able to get a Range Rover, get her a lease on a new home, buy some other things, and do some other stuff? How was she able to do that? And she says that she can't answer that. I bet you can't, because now you got all these different lawsuits. So if you got money coming out of the pockets of other people in different places, they may be on the hook for giving you money, and then people having to, go dig into those forensic files to pull those coins out too, child. Erika was asked about Tom remembering things from years ago. Now all of a sudden he's helpless. She says that he's in a loop and that he repeats all of the same stories over and over and over again. And I'm like, I guess, but when I saw that clip of Tom, that could be true. He could have had dementia. I don't know. Tom looked like he was highly aware. He was alert. He understood everything that he was saying, like, to me. That's how it was edited. But then Kyle decides to hop in because, Erika asked her to hop in and validate what her friend said about him. And the friend says that he looks like he's in pretty much the early stages of dementia or whatever. He looks like that's where he's at. So Kyle spoke to that for Miss Erika. And for some reason, Dorit took this as an opportunity for her to finally open up her damn mouth and give her 2 cents. And I'm like, Dorit, shut up. Ain't nobody. She asked Kyle to speak, not you. This is the floor for Erika. Be quiet. Then Lisa Rinna hopped in. And I'm like, girl, get this lady back on floor so we can wrap this up, okay? Erika was asked, knowing what she knows now, would she have married Tom? She says, I'm in a place where I don't even know who I was married to. And I said, see, this is stop playing in our face. You are not answering these questions direct. You just, I don't know who I was married to. Girl, would you or would you not marry him again? This is what we're asking. Let's get to the direct. Let's get to the point. Girl, okay, she is asked about Tom and whether he played all of those people. She says that she hopes he didn't because that's not the man that I married. That's not the man that you married. But the man that you married is also the man that you said that you gave all of your money to, and you had no access to money, so that had you left, he would have cut off all of your coins. So that right there alone shows that he's money hungry. You sound stupid. That makes no sense at all. In addition to the other ways that you have said that he may have treated you or whatever. But then you want to turn around and say that that's not the man that I married. Girl, you are contradicting yourself. And it sucks for you because Erika may be out here contradicting herself because she has so many different suits going on. She got the divorce that she got to deal with, where she probably want to make sure she speaks about him. And possibly I don't know. I'm not even going to try to figure it out because it's just so much shit. I'm not even going to try to figure it out, girl. This Erika, your case for you to decide and for you to figure it out. But it's not adding up to me. It's not making sense. That's not the man that I married. But you've been out here speaking negatively against the man that you married, but then at the same time trying to validate things. It's just not. It's not clicking. Okay, what's not clicking, Steven? What's not clicking? Anyway, so Kyle decides to use this moment to call out Sutton. and says, oh, well, Sutton didn't even know that she owned a baseball team. And Sutton was like, now why the fuck would you put me in this? Why would you add me into this? I've been sitting over here on this edge of this couch, barely sitting, freezing. And girl, I'm good over here. I was quiet as a mouse. I am ready to speak when spoken to. All right, but not by you. You did not have to include me in on this mess. And you know I'm not rocking with Erika like that. You want me to give her my 2 cents and pitch in and throw her a bone. Girl, I'm not trying to throw her not damn piece of a bone because she ain't trying to throw one over here. She only trying to pick a bone, period. So I don't know why you added me into this, but girl, I guess I'll go and answer anyway. And she was like, yeah, you know, I didn't know, you know, sometimes it's like that, you know, when you're going through, you know, divorce. And that's why I mentioned the forensic, you know, files and then going through, you know, the accounting and stuff like that. Yeah, girl, let me tell you, Sutton was not trying to really partake in that conversation because it ain't have shit to do with her. Sutton was over there still trying to wrap her head around the bullshit that Erika said in the first part of her comments, okay? In the first part of her answers to Andy's questions. Miss Sutton over there trying to figure out, girl, if 1 + 1 is 2, and then you said 2 + 2 is what? Then what the fuck? That's where Miss Sutton was. But then here go Miss Kyle trying to pull Sutton into it. Kyle, I'm tired of you trying to pull people into sick of it. But girl, I ain't got nothing else for this reunion. I'm glad that we're kind of moving past the Erika segment because as much as I want to be in tune to what's going on with Erika, I'm cringing about the fact that Erika's stories are not making sense. And when it's time to really give us some tea, she likes to deflect. And she don't want to answer the questions, but then she give us answers to stuff that we didn't even ask for. She'll tell us a whole story and then come back 3 weeks later each week, adding some new details. Like, girl, we didn't even ask you for the story. You just gave this to us. But you're not answering the stuff that we are asking. Go away from us with this, girl. That's all I got. Y'all leave y'all thoughts and comments down below, honey. I'm jamithatsme. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, or follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.